All right, welcome back. Episode 89 of the There Will Be Bond podcast. We're going to cover minutes 115 and 116 of Casino Royale today. We're out of the torture scene, thank God. And with me, kind of, is Rob Smith. How are we doing today, Rob?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you. How are
Okay,
you?
I'm good. Well, we're going to do this a little different today because Rob's at home. We're going to do this over Zoom. Life's got in the way a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
fine. We're here in spirit. And Rob, I'm gagging to know, have you been up to anything Bondian since I last?
Yes, I have.
All right,
Yes, I have. So,
unveil.
this weekend just gone, I did a James Bond radio driving tour of North Wales. So it was all the petrol heads of James Bond radio. I think 11 of us all together. We've all got an interesting mix of cars, and there was one Aston Martin driven by Mr. Chris Wright.
Ooh, nice. What's he got?
He's got an Aston Martin Vantage.
What, a V8?
Well, I think it's better than that. It's a
Nothing is
4.7.
better than a V8 Sunshine.
It's a 2008 Aston Martin Vantage, 4.7 liter.
All right, so
So it goes
it's
like
not the V8. It's not the Timmy
no, no, no,
Dalton
no, no, no.
V8.
It's not. No, 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 no. It's a more modern one, but it's an Aston Martin and it's beautiful. And he's kept it under wraps for everyone apart from me. I've known about it for a while, but I've been sworn to secrecy because he wanted it to be a big surprise this weekend.
Nice.
And an
What color did he
absolutely
go for?
stunning car. It's a sort of pale blue stroke silvery color, sort of
Mm.
metallic-y blue silvery color, which he absolutely loves. He loves blue cars. And he was wondering what to call it because he bought it in Jersey and he always names his cars after their registrations, but he wanted it to be like a Bond name. So the last car he had was called JB because the number plate looked like JB, and it had a
Looked
V
like
in it.
JB.
Yeah, it was just the
You,
way the
I'm
number
not
plate
having that. You
was.
can't just call it because it looks like it. That's
Well, if you saw the number plate, you'd know, but I can't be bothered to go into all of that. But anyway, this car was still nameless, so we had to give the car a Bond name over the weekend. So we came up with the name Vargas. So
Vargas.
it's Vargas Vantage.
All right.
And Vargas Vantage performed exquisitely. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to drive him, but
Did you get to
absolutely,
sit in it?
of course, yeah. And I started him up. I started him up at the motorway services when we met on Friday.
Did you get to do the
Uh,
gears?
no, no,
Oh,
no. Brian Dobson.
Chris, you're such a meanie. You gotta let Rob do the
Yeah,
gears.
well, Brian Dobson had a drive and Roy Emery had a drive, and they didn't get round to me. So, yeah, it was we had a packed schedule, but we did do two Bond locations on our drive in North Wales. So the first one we did was from the very last scene of Die Another Day. So you know when the helicopters landed and there's a sort of overhead crane shot of a beach and there's got the helicopter and the little hut and then you cut to the inside and Bond and Jinx in bed together with the diamonds, yes.
Yeah.
So we went to that beach.
Where's that?
So that is Penbryn Beach in North Wales.
Oh, well done. Well done,
I
Rob.
th I think it's meant to be Hawaii. Is that right?
Mm. I can't remember to be honest with you. I can't remember where the fuck that's supposed to be, but
I I haven't seen that film very much because I'm not a huge fan, but from what I could tell and from conversations at the weekend, we think that's meant to be Hawaii,
well,
but
look,
it's actually North
they're
Wales.
just, I mean, they're flying over general ground, right? The Ferraris come
Yeah,
out the back of the plane, it's
yeah,
uprooted.
yeah, exactly.
It's like she is just, and by the way, it's the worst bit of acting in any of the Bond films when she looks back and goes, "Well, at least we're gonna die rich." I'm
Oh God.
like,
Oh, let's not go there,
I'm
Pete,
like,
please. That awful
oh,
film.
that's
Yeah,
ter
I know it's awful, but yeah. So I did my usual screen grabs on my phone before we went, so we could try and match up some coastline. And it started bloody pissing with rain as we arrived on the beach. It's typical. And I was just in a t-shirt because they said this is going to be a heat wave this weekend. They were like, "Oh, make sure you have lots of water, get in the shade, it's going to be 30 degrees all over the UK." Not in North Wales. It was bloody
All right, Rob.
16 degrees
Look. I
pissing
told you
rain.
you're only allowed to do the weather off mic, right? We're not even putting it in the Patreon anymore. No one gives a crap about the weather.
Well, it's important because we were all suffering here in the rain. Anyway, so yeah, so we were trudging around trying to match up the screen grabs, but we got it. We got it. We found it, and a
Nice.
mate of ours, he had a drone and he had a camera on the drone. So he was able to send the drone out to sea and up over the cliff. So he got exactly the same shots that we see in the film. Um,
So okay, so you paired them up, you screen mash them. Can we get the
yep.
photos and upload them to the show notes?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
can you send them through
Absolutely.
tonight? Then I'll
Yes.
upload them. Brilliant.
And then the second Bond location we went to was the next day, which was the pipeline from The World Is Not Enough, the King pipeline.
Ooh.
So, when they get in the helicopter and they fly over Azerbaijan looking at the pipeline before Bond and Christmas Jones get in that little thing where they deactivate it that's like Diamonds
Yeah.
Are Forever. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, I know what you
so
mean.
they're in a helicopter first and they're looking down and you see these aerial shots of this huge pipeline. So that is in North Wales as well. There's an
Nice.
actual pipeline and it's called the Quam Dilly Pipeline. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Quim Dilly Pipeline.
Mm.
Whoever speaks Welsh will be able to correct me if that's incorrect. So again, that was quite a drive from the beach, but we managed to do it over the weekend. So we found the pipeline, but it's quite inaccessible to the public. You can only really see it from a mountain road from a distance. But we found another road that was right down into the mountain and it was very unmade. I had to abandon my car because I was worried about it damaging my car.
Mm.
But we got there. It was pouring with rain, but we persevered and we managed to speak to someone living nearby who directed us to how we could get to it. And we got to it. And we actually walked up to it and touched it.
Oh,
And
you
yes,
legend.
and this is something that not many people can do because it's very inaccessible.
Yeah. That
So I was
is.
quite pleased with that.
So in the film, did they do like half miniature and half real pipeline?
So
Because I
what
do
they
remember
did,
seeing photos of like of a miniature, like a date like
yeah,
Medding
yeah.
style
So
miniature.
they actually filmed in three locations for the pipeline. So they filmed this location, which actually no, four locations, I think. I think there might have been a real location in Azerbaijan, I'm not sure, but they certainly filmed this location from afar as an aerial shot. There were about three aerial shots from the helicopter of this pipeline, but there's also another pipeline that they built on Hankley Common in Surrey,
Mm.
where they built the Skyfall
That's the
house.
one I'm thinking of. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
so
seen
they
photos of
built
that. Yeah.
that. Yeah, they built that, and that is exactly, I think, on the same spot where they built the Skyfall house. It looks like the same area of Hankley Common, and it would
Mm.
make sense because it's near the car parks where they could have all the trucks for catering and crew, etc., etc. And then there was another pipeline built in Black Park Woods, which where the explosion took place.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Nicely done. Did you
yeah.
enjoy it?
Oh God, we had a blast. We had such a good time, and we had a Bond quiz on the Saturday night
Who
with
set the questions?
Chris Wright, and they were bloody hard.
All right. What was the hardest one?
Oh God, how many miles is it from London to Glencoe or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, did
And
they say it in Skyfall?
Yeah, so there were a lot of questions on Die Another Day and The World Is Not Enough. And I don't know why that was in there because that's Skyfall, but yeah, there were some really hard questions.
Because it's
There
a
was
road
one.
trip. It's a road trip
It
for
is a road trip, but
that's
there
where
was
you
one
guys were.
question that was because it was all about cars. There was one question that I was convinced we had got every possible answer for, and that was how many times does Bond reverse in a car?
Ooh, okay. I can think of one.
We counted 11, so we were split into
Oh
teams of
shit.
two. So I was with Brian Dobson. We counted 11. I think there are actually 14. or
Right.
30, 13 or 14. There were a few more that we didn't get, but it was like, oh my God, you know. And one I disputed because one was apparently down the steps in a view to a killer in the Renault 11.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's reversing. That's falling down the steps. That's not reversing. So I disputed that.
I'm with, no, I think that's reversing. If you're going
Which
down the
ones?
steps,
Which ones can you think of then?
well, like I can, the one that comes to mind immediately is the worst reverse out of all the 14. I can tell you, like you know all of the 14. I can tell you exactly which one is
Yeah.
the worst one. It's at Blenheim Palace in Spectre,
Oh,
where
you've
he
frozen.
reverses
You've
out.
disappeared.
And now I'm still here. You've frozen. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep,
Start again.
no, it's all right. So it's Blenheim Palace, Spectre. He's just
Blenheim
jumped
Palace.
Blenheim Palace. He's just
Yeah.
jumped into the
Yes.
DB10, I think.
Yes. Yes.
And it's so bad that he reverses but doesn't do a J turn. Like
Yes.
you should really do a J turn. I mean, like he's running away from
Yeah.
Spectre for fuck's
Yeah.
sake. He
Yeah.
knows that Mr. Hinks is about to, well, he probably
Yeah.
doesn't know, but he knows that he's going to be in
Yeah.
pursuit. But he has
Yeah.
enough time to reverse, neatly turn out.
I see what you're
I bet he
saying.
fucking indicates out of there as well onto
Do you
the
know
bloody
what?
M4.
So that was one that we got. That's one that I remembered. But I never thought, shit, he should have done a J turn there. But you're absolutely right because it's panic station, isn't it?
It's the worst. I mean, it's so unbond not to do a
Yeah.
J turn in that situation, and it's not going to be
Can
that
you
hard to do.
can you think of two more J turns in Bond? Because they were both counted here.
So the VW for your eyes only, he does a J turn.
VW Citroen 2CV.
Sorry, Citroen TV,
Yes.
Citroen TV.
Yes.
And I want to say on the ice, there's the Die Another
Yes.
Day, he does the
He
VJ
does
turn.
well, he certainly reverses on the ice. I'm not sure if he does a J10, he might do. There's another one from Die Another Day which I got. I didn't get the one on the ice, but which is when he at the end when he reverses up with the studs in the tires, the spikes in the tires, and then
Nice,
goes invisible,
yeah,
yeah? There's
really
that one.
good. I like
There's
it.
that one. Yeah. And he reverses in Goldfinger after the bloody ejector seat.
Yeah, God, wow. Like you guys must have been on that question for about 2 days. But I tell
Diamonds
you,
are forever. He
all right,
reverses with the
yeah,
policeman.
okay, all right. We don't have to go through more. Look, Rob, I tell you what, Sifu Lamas, Alex P. Lamas from Always Say Yes to Adventure,
Mm.
Mr. Corrections, he'll come up with the authority list, I'm sure, on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, so what about you? Have you been up to anything Bondian this week?
Oh, well, look, okay, so I've done quite a few things, but I'm gonna not to brag, but I'm gonna give you the headline act because Anastasia and I we hosted a barbecue at ours here in Chiswick.
Yes.
We did license to grill free for your
Yes.
ribeyes only.
Which I couldn't attend because I was on the JBR trip.
Oh, like, oh no, that's fine, that's fine. But
I'm
it was a good mix.
sorry.
No, 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 it's fine. It was a good mix. We had a lot. So Anastasia's birthday was also on the weekend. It happened to be on the day after.
Hmm.
So we had a bit of a motley crew of Anastasia's friends, some friends like pre-bond me, if that's a
Yep.
thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like from my old
Yep.
work days, my old college
Yep.
days, they
Yep.
turned up, and just general bond nuts. You know, so you
Mm.
had
Nice.
AJ turned up, AJ Chowdhury,
Oh, nice.
Views from Mark. Views from Mark was first there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
While you were prepping?
I'll tell you what I was doing. I was actually in my driveway putting up a like an Aston Martin sign, like anything that's not an Aston Martin will be crushed, or something like that. Whether it's and I turned around and he'd already snuck up on me. He'd already parked. I was
Was
like,
this
bloody
like
hell.
Was this like in the morning then?
Well, it was kickoff 1 o'clock, and I think he was there at like 12:30. But credit to
Oh
him.
shit.
Credit to him. He
Okay.
was first on the scene.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
early. That's
okay,
good.
so look, I wrote down the names of the Bond nuts so that I wouldn't forget. So you had Simon Firth, John Nichols rocked up, Dan Gaster, my man in the field, views from Mark, Bond's basement, Mitchell from Bond's basement. So I actually took him down into my basement, and I had a Bond's basement in the Bond basement. That was quite
Oh,
nice.
that's lovely.
That's yeah, that was like the Bond tail eating itself, if that's a thing.
By the way, I didn't bring back any sand from that beach because I didn't have a canister. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. That's just in keeping with every other trip that you do.
I know. I'm sorry. Anyway, carry on.
Jason Kim turned up. Jason
Oh
Kim
yes,
turned up.
Jason
but-
Kim.
Jason
I know
Kim
him.
turned up, but it was funny because So he turned up and then left his bag behind.
Oh
And
no.
Anastasia and I were getting into bed around about 2 a.m. after cleaning up. And I'm looking at this bag on my bed. I'm like, who's left their bag there? It's like a
Shit.
and I'm going through the wallet and it's like, oh, Jason Kim, who works
Oh
for
shit, it's
the,
got his wallet in there. Oh my
who
God.
works for the MOD. So like, I'm like,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Anyway, I put the wallet back. I sent him a quick text. He had to double back at like half two in the morning and get his fucking bag.
No.
Yeah,
Does
that
he
was
live in
fun.
London?
No, well, he's fleeting, so I don't know where. I think he's Michigan, but he was staying in
Oh,
London,
cough.
so he
Yeah.
yeah
Okay, so he could come back. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, so that was all fun, but like the whole event, it kind of feels like you know what it's like at barbecues, Rob, because you do yours,
I do.
and it
It's
feels like
stressful.
speed dating in a way, where
It's stressful.
you're jumping from person to person, and then you're speaking to
Yeah.
someone, and then someone else comes in, and like
Yeah.
you then catch them over the show. Like, oh, hey, and you have to introduce people to each other.
Yeah.
And I've realized I'm terrible. I'm terrible at that. I'm much better just on my own. Not even small crowds. Not even people with two or three. I'm much better on my own. And so
It-
that's what I was aiming for at that barbecue. I kept on pretending to go get more ice at the shops and walking Roger and just thought, oh fuck it, I can't be asked with all this. So I did vacate the party for long periods. That was, that was
and
terrible.
did and did Karen Dyson come?
No, Calvin didn't come.
Oh
It's interesting. A couple of
no.
people didn't come. I actually had one of my mates turn up the day after. He got the wrong date. He
What?
had the
What?
invite from the year before that was
Oh,
on the
you're
June 20.
joking.
Yeah, he looked at the invite for the
Oh, you're
year before
joking.
on his WhatsApp. Anyway, but
Oh
get
my.
this. All right, get this. You'll like this. So he turns up on his own, and I'm in the middle of cleaning up. Anastasia's already flown off, by the way, to Doha and Qatar, where all the fucking missiles are going.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
flown off that morning for work purposes. I'm in the house alone, and my mate just turns up with a bottle of wine. I go, John, his name is. I said, John, you've missed it, buddy. The barbecue
You're
was
like 24
yesterday.
hours late.
Yeah. 24 hours later. He goes, oh no. Yeah. Anyway, I invite him in. We'll have a glass of wine. He then decides this is a bit weird. It's just you and I. Like but I've not even cleaned up anything. So I'm just sitting there in the fucking
Oh my
milieu
God.
of like barbecue debris. And we're just kind of sitting in like the middle of all this shit. And he goes out, yeah, I'm gonna go. I go, yeah, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because otherwise he'd be roped into clearing
I
up.
know, but on the way out, he looked at the bottle of wine that he brought over,
Oh, he didn't
and
take it with him.
well, we both looked at it because he put it down as soon as he came in, and we know there was a little underwritten law between us that he would have looked as cheap as fuck if he took that bottle of wine,
Yeah.
and I wasn't going to
Yeah.
offer it to him back. I said,
Yeah.
so I just
No.
said goodbye, and that's your
Yeah.
punishment. That is punishment for turning up to a barbecue late. You have to donate the wine. That's what.
Well, you do anyway. If you go
Yeah,
to a barbecue, you bring booze.
yeah.
So he was coming. He leaves you the booze.
But I could
The
tell by the
fact
way,
he missed it, that's
I
his
know.
problem.
I could tell the way he was looking at it though. He goes, "Look, can I have the bottle of wine back by default?"
Oh well,
You know.
fuck him.
Yeah, that's what I said. In my mind, I said, "Fuck off. You're leaving that wine. I'm having that."
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hope he gets it right next year and doesn't do the same thing again.
Wow, who cares? I'll get a bottle of wine out of it either way.
Oh
Oh, by
my
the way,
God.
there's not going to be a next year. This was definitely the last one.
Oh
The real one. No,
no.
it's so much work, and I just don't like 50 people in my house. Look, I prefer, Rob, as we say,
Yeah.
it's much easier to have more fun at other people's shindigs, isn't it?
Well, you come to mind then.
Well, we'll talk off mic about that. I've already
Yeah.
pulled out of it.
Yes.
I should
Yes. But
just
there'll
say,
be others. There'll be others.
look, we got to crack on with the minutes. Before we do,
Mm.
I want to shout out to my brother Matthew, who put all of these goodie bags together. He listens to the podcast. He did
Yes.
such an
Yes.
amazing job with these goodie bags.
Did.
We talked about it briefly the other time, but it's a
Yeah,
Tosca goodie bag.
I've been loving my earpiece. I've
You've
got
got
it
the
here.
earpiece. So
I've got it here. Look.
it's
Here it is.
there it is. There it is. Well done.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
I should just say these goodie bags he put together because he was doing all this 3D printing, and it's the goodie bag from Tosca. So when Bond goes
Yeah.
to the opera,
Yeah.
he beats up the guy in the toilet and then empties the Tosca goodie bag and he screen matched the goodie bag. So he went out and bought all the goodie bags. He bought all
It's
the ribbons.
incredible.
He bought all the purple ribbons that go
Yeah.
on the goodie bag. He stenciled out the lettering and put Tosca outside the bag, 3D printed these earpieces, a James Bond keyring, and a plaque. I don't think you've seen the plaque because
No, no, I haven't. I didn't get a plaque.
no, because you didn't turn up to the fucking barbecue.
No, I got the earpiece, but I love the earpiece
I'm
and the
good.
keyring. I got a keyring as well.
All right. Okay. So I do want to say thank you to everyone that turned up, but also mainly my brother Matthew who put that together. And I'll do a
Oh,
little video of it and I'll promote it properly because everyone needs to see this. But all right, Rob, how
well,
that was that.
well then people will want to start ordering them, you know.
Well, that they've got to go through map. They got to
Yeah,
or turn
because
up, turn up
I
to a
saw the
barbecue.
bags and I was very impressed by the bags, and I was gutted I couldn't attend and get one of those bags.
All right. Well, listen, it was a very, very special weekend. It will certainly be the last license to grill free. Perfect for
Did you have good weather?
we did. Yep. There was a little bit of rain. Everyone got the umbrellas out. Look, Rob,
Oh,
don't
was
get me
there?
into weather. Don't get me into fucking. Look, I see
Well,
what you
it's
did there.
important.
Look, I've already got a running out of time thing on the Zoom. I told you. I told you we're
Yeah,
not
we'll
doing
start
weather.
another one. It's fine.
No,
We'll
I
start
don't want
another
to.
one.
I've got to get on with life. I don't want to be fucking
Mm.
talking weather for the next 2 hours. All right. Look, I tell you what, Rob. I tell you what. Do you know what I've done this week?
What?
I've got my notes in front of me. I've actually written down something here, as well as the agenda. I've written
Yes.
down, be nice to Rob.
Yes. Is that because you've had complaints?
No.
Oh, well, you should have done because you're always mean.
I know, but okay, I'm not going to go into it, but I have written it down. I've written
Good.
down,
Be nice to Rob. Yes, yes. Please be nice to
be
Rob.
nice to Rob. But look, that doesn't mean I have to start talking about the fucking weather for 3 hours, all right? Shall we?
Okay.
Look, we got about 5 minutes. Let's crack on with the
Hmm.
minutes.
Yes.
115 and 16 of Casino Royale.
I knew it was too early to promote you.
Well, I understand double O's have a very short life expectancy, so your mistake will be short-lived.
Xavier, Francesco, il dosaggio mi piace. No. No, Mathis. Oh.
I'll get the doctor.
Not in.
Oh, Rob, how about that? Wow. That. I'm just glad that we're out of the torture scene. Because
Yeah, it was that chapter on my Blu-ray went on for minute after minute after minute after minute. But you know what? This time round, I mean, I know my Blu-ray is different to yours, but it did stop and start at a really good point, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so it literally cut. We went from one blackout to another blackout in a
Exactly.
way.
That's what I
Yeah,
mean. That's what I
perfect
mean.
bookend minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
know.
I know there's probably not much meat on this potato, Rob, but on the bone, even the, the potato wrapped in meat. What were your main takeaways, if any?
Well, one thing that was fascinating on my audio commentary that you don't have. So
Fucking hell.
so Martin Campbell and
All
Mickey
it.
G said that before this scene started originally, they had another scene where he's being taken to hospital in an ambulance.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
Well, I've seen the deleted scenes of this. I
Oh,
don't know if
right.
there's a deleted scenes where he goes to grab Mathis, doesn't he? They're in some kind of hospital ward before he wakes up at the villa.
I haven't seen the deleted scenes.
Oh, Rob, it might be on my DVD and not your DVD.
No, it's on YouTube. I'll
Have
have a
you not
look.
seen them?
No,
Oh,
no.
wow. Okay, well, look, well, you've got some fun ahead because there's from memory, I haven't seen it in a while, but Mathis is kind of chewing the fat with him, and then and Bond scrambles to get something on the side, like a scalpel or something that's close to his bed.
Really?
Yeah, and he
Oh my
impulsively tries
God.
to get some, but then falls off the bed, and it just doesn't go well for him. But
Oh, really?
there is a little bit of mistrust already in those deleted scenes.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, yeah, because when he's coming to, he sees Mathis. He's like, oh no, 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 not him. You
Not
know.
him. Well,
Yeah.
this irks back to Le Chiffre putting that seed of doubt in his mind when he
Yeah.
pulled him
Yeah.
from the wreckage
Absolutely.
of the crash. He
Yeah. Yeah.
goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
your friend Mathis is my friend Mathis."
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, Mathis is the traitor. We know that now, supposedly, in
But
inverted
Rob,
commas.
question for you. So I was listening to the audio book of Casino Royale,
Mm.
Walking Roger earlier on, and they don't. Mathis is either mispronounced or correctly pronounced. It's Matisse in the books that I'm listening to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Matisse, like the painter Matisse.
Oh, I think that's wrong.
Do you think it's
Because
wrong?
yeah, because
Do
I
you think
don't
that?
think well, I don't think Matisse the painter is spelt the same way.
Yeah, it's like a math, isn't it? In
Is it spelt the same way?
so I
I'm
think
not sure.
Matisse the painter is Matisse from memory, and Mathis is literally like math,
Yeah,
Mathis.
Mathis. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're spelt differently. So no, I think the audiobook's wrong.
but could not Mathis be?
I'm
I
sure
mean,
they would have. They must have checked this when they were on a film
all
like
right.
that. They must have done.
I need Alex on the case on this, or any other
Yeah.
French listeners
Yes.
to course correct this one.
Is Mathis pronounced incorrectly? I'm sure it must be right in the film, but hey, let's
Either
put it
way,
out there.
it's incorrect on the audiobook or incorrect in the film. There is a howler
Yeah, I mean
somewhere.
that's bad. That is bad. So one of
Mm.
them's wrong,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm going with Mathis, so we'll see what the answer is on that. But apparently, the another thing they were saying on the audio commentary between the director and the producer was that this scene in the hospital is very long in the book, goes on for months.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. So this is actually an interesting part of the book, and even the doctor has quite a big part to play because he comes in and he tells Mathis, like, you only got a couple of questions. My boy needs to rest. He's just had his bollocks swacked, all this and that. And so he's like, even the doctor has like a nice couple of pages of dialogue.
Oh
And
God.
then it cuts to another minute where he kind of wakes up and he divulges everything to Mathis, and they're still in the hospital. And it's all really, really good because he has to tell Mathis everything. And in the book, there's no mistrust. He has to tell him where the money's hid and all that sort of
Mm,
stuff. And it's like because it was, well, it was a check, wasn't it? So he
mm.
basically had a check that he needed to hide from Schmersh and Le Chiffre. So he says that he folds it up and puts it behind a little number outside his hotel room door because his hotel room was ripped apart because they're looking for the money, like 40 million francs or something in this check,
Mm.
and they can't find it. But he's actually just put it behind a little bit of plastic outside the room. But yeah, no, you're
Mm.
right. It does. It kind of it
Yes.
certainly elucidates in the book a lot more than
But
this.
they obviously had to cut that down to make it quicker in film time.
But it's this is why I like this part of the book more because then you have more of Vesper coming in, and Vesper is guilty that she spent so much time in the sun. I mean, she comes in with a suntan, you know, like she's got the Rome Colosseum t-shirt, I've done all the sightseeing, watched your fucking horizontal and convalescing. I went out and did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But it
well.
kind of plays into that insecurity that Vesper has that she's there having a good time whilst Bond is having, just resting up, recuperating.
Yeah.
And I like that because this is like the moment where Bond and Vesper really fall in love. They've got to the other side of this.
It's true. And we do see that in the next minute and then all the minutes after that.
We do.
But I think they did the right thing to keep that recuperation brief
Sure. Well,
in the film.
one of the interesting things though is this is where there is a fork in the road with the book and the film is that in the book there is no mistrust with Mathis. It's
Right.
purely this element in the film where he has the distrust, and that kind of carries on and snowballs into Quantum
Hmm.
and goes on from there. But anyway, Rob, we're going to run out of minutes. Do you have anything crucial to add? as we're
Not
zooming in.
really, no.
All
Only,
right.
only that when I was watching it, and then you see Mathis appear, and it's like, oh no, it's Mathis, and he's got, oh no, not him, and
Mm,
oh no, and then
yeah.
he goes again, and it fades to black again, and it's like, oh shit, what's happened now? Has Mathis like pulled a tube out or something?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I like this. The vest. Yeah, Mathis is there. Like, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna like?
Yeah, he's like
Is he
when he's
just
on his
gonna?
own, he's like
It's like,
turned off from a
oh.
machine or something, and then you don't know because then it fades to black again. It's like, oh,
We should say that when Vesper arrives in the little blur, there's the Vesper theme, isn't there? So that's
there
nice, isn't there?
is.
And so
Yeah,
like the silhouette and it's comforting.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
and Mathis comes in with his
And then
own
Mathis comes in, and it's like, oh God,
oh,
no! And then it
drama,
fades to black
drama.
again. I
All
know.
right,
It's good. It's a good minute.
good.
It's good.
We're going to catch up with the other minute, which is 116, is it? But first off, we've got an insert, Rob. I spoke to Javier from Making the Mine on Instagram. He does all
Oh, cool.
the 3D printing mines from GoldenEye and
Yeah.
other mines. And anyway, he does all the props. It's a lot of fun to look at. I'll leave a link in the show notes to his Instagram handle. And I caught up with him for about 10, 15 minutes the other day. Here's that interview, and we'll see you on the other side of this. All right, on line one, I've got Xavier. Xavier from Making the Mine. I'm pretty sure you all would have seen that on Instagram. How are we doing today, Xavier?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
Yeah, I'm good. Listen, thanks for taking time out. I've been following you for a while, and I'll tell you, I've been looking at some of the props you've been making, the mines and the 3D printing, and it's coincidental, but my brother has actually started doing something very similar. So it's kind of tweaked my interest as well. But I wanted to speak
hmm
to you about it and your process. But first off, give me a little bit about you, some information. How did you get into Bond?
Yeah, like a lot of people of my age, I used to play GoldenEye on the N64. For your information, how old I am? I'm 35. Through the game, I went into the movies and through the whole saga, and that's how I almost learned English
Right, interesting.
with the DVDs because every month I had the spy files in French with the DVD, and that's how everything started for me. But I'm not actually today. I'm not actually a, a huge Bond fan. I love it. It's part of me, but I'm not really into Bond anymore. I love GoldenEye things, and
Yeah,
the Bond franchise has always been a good pretext to make stuff,
right.
and still
Okay.
today. So
Well, it was
I
good talking to you,
use
Javier. I wish you all
yeah.
the best. I'm joking.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Ciao.
that was entertaining. Well, listen, GoldenEye is a really good launch pad. I mean, you're not the first person to talk about how that game,
Yeah.
set your path for Bond. I mean, I remember when I was a student in Liverpool and lived in a house with my bandmates at the time. I was in a band, and we had GoldenEye on pretty much repeat. We had the league tables up, on the wall, all the
Yeah.
levels, etc. We'd have I mean, we're in a WhatsApp group now, my friends, and we joke about the GoldenEye game and like, oh, mines in the temple, don't go for a job too low, easy for the headshots and all that sort of stuff. So it really did spark a generation into Bond, especially. But I think for you, perhaps that's well, you can perhaps say it's crystallized your love for Bond, maybe isolated it within that one film and didn't really
Absolutely.
expand into a universe beyond that.
Yeah, I used to say that for me, GoldenEye is the original, and everything about Bond is a spin-off from GoldenEye.
Yeah. All right. So this is GoldenEye's world, and we're all just living in it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
absolutely.
Well, tell me about some of the props you've made. So you've made, I believe, one of the mines from the video game, and also I saw the key finder from that Timmy had in Daylights. I think you're
Yeah.
in the process of doing that. Can you talk about some of the props and why these props in particular that you've made?
Yes. First, maybe 12 years ago, I ran into an article online about how to make your own remote mine from the movie GoldenEye, because it's pretty known that it is made from the base of a Cytec joystick for video games.
Right.
So I said to myself that it was incredible to be able to make something out of out of a simple joystick that you can buy online. And so I started to make my own remote mine. And it was exactly like the one in the movie. It's not a
Uh-huh.
replica, it's the way it was built
Wow.
with. So I did my first mine 12 years ago, and I've always made stuff, built stuff. I'm kind of a maker. I don't know if it is the right word for that.
Yeah. Yeah, like a
Um,
creator, designer.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's part of me. I draw a lot. I do 3D modeling and CG rendered and a lot of things like that. And so maybe 3 years ago, I had an idea to make a small mine because in the video game they look smaller than the one in the movie. I thought about something. The mine in the movie is really really big and not
Yeah.
tactical at all.
Right.
So I said, I said to myself, how can I make like something that would be a real tactical device?
Mm.
I started thinking about how to make a version 2 of the remote mine, and that's how I made the small one. It has here it is. It's the golden it's the golden one.
Oh, nice.
It's I don't know. Yes, nobody will see it, but you can see it
That's
on my
fine.
page.
I'll tell you what
Ah,
I'll do
yeah.
some screen grabs and I'll put it in the show notes so people can have a look at what we're
Okay,
talking about.
great. So I started to make a small one. It's a half scale one to fit it in my hand. But I didn't want it to make just one like a magnet fridge. I wanted it to be like the experience of the real tactical object if
Ah,
it
so it needed to
exists.
work, like have some lights and
Yes,
some sounds.
yes.
Right.
It needed it for me. It had to have the blinking lights like in the
Yeah.
movie, but also I wanted it to have some weight
Mm. Yep.
to feel like there is some explosive inside.
Right.
And
Okay.
also, I had a small rumble motor inside. So when you turn it on,
Oh,
there is a
nice.
tactical experience, something haptic.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
it's
think it's very interesting. It's not just a blinking magnet
right.
fridge, it's
Yeah.
something that is alive for me.
Yeah, it's something that, and plus that's half the fun, right? So when, I don't know
Yeah,
about you, if you have like a couple of things lying around in the house, most people listening to this will probably have like a Bond collection, even if it's just
yeah,
books or DVDs. A lot of friends I know will have the props, but part of the fun is to actually show it to people and then have it do something,
yeah,
rather than just go,
absolutely.
this is something, this is a screen worn, but to actually press something and have it, show off, as it were. It's next
Yeah.
level, isn't it?
But when I was young, I used to play Bond in the playground at school,
Yeah.
and I would have killed people just to have that kind of toy.
Yeah.
So with my adult money, I made myself a toy that I wanted when I was 8.
Yeah.
I wanted
Crikey.
something active that you can press on and it blinks and everything.
Yeah. So
So that's how it started.
so that's how it started. How many models are we talking about now? How many props have we done in total, and which ones are they?
Yes, I made the mini movie one and the big one, of course, but I have also replicates the mine from the game, but
Mm.
I have no more stock to show you.
Right.
But in the game there were 3 mines: the remote mine, the proximity mine, and the teamed mine.
Uh-huh.
And also I extract the 3D model from the ROM from the cartridge,
Yeah.
and I printed the low polygon one.
I saw that. Yeah,
So
you posted on
you
Instagram.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, you can have the 3D assets
So
on your
so
fridge.
does it when you make these, are you doing a run of them like a batch, or are you kind of doing them to order?
It's a good question. I used to make batches, but it was too much time consuming. So maybe I did 3 or 4 batches, and then I started to feel very, very, how do you say that? Saturated? Don't know
Uh-huh.
if it's the right word. So I started to take orders. That way I could a bit slow my production and make them better product and make better products.
Right, I see. Interesting. Well, yeah, you're
But
taking
everything is on request. Mm.
right. Okay, but people, if they want them now, they can ask, and you will do it bespoke.
Alors, I don't make them anymore.
Oh, okay. So they're
Yes,
limited. They're very limited edition now then.
yeah. What was fun is was it was prototyping was fun. Making the first one was very fun, and thinking about the economic of everything, and
Yeah.
the customer service was very interesting. But I made like 100 of mines, and at some point it becomes a bit boring, and I don't want it to be a boring stuff. I don't want to be the slave of my small business.
Right, I see. And so are you thinking about future Bond props or other props outside of the Bond world now?
Alors, I don't care about making props from other franchise unless I find something interesting.
Correct
Uh,
answer.
yeah, and but uh, I wanted to replicate other props from GoldenEye. For instance, I made the bomb timer you can see in
Yeah.
the opening sequence, and just like the mine, I wanted it to be not just a fun, just a passive thing that you put on your shelf, but I wanted it to be working, and it's working, and you can. I don't know if
Oh,
you can see
nice.
it
So we've got like an
as
LC LED display, like
yeah,
with the
and
timer
you can
coming
set
down.
you can set the. I don't know if you can see that, but
We'll put a,
it's a real timer that you can
do you know,
set to
Javier,
cook eggs. Hmm?
sidebar question. Could these
Hmm?
props like double up as like I mean, that's big enough for a case like to put shampoo in or something, right? Could you not have like a bomb shampoo, shower
I
gel,
can,
GoldenEye shower
yeah,
gel, something like
and
that?
with the shape of a timer, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I can empty everything and put shampoo inside. It will be a very
All
interesting
right.
idea.
I think we'll
Maybe I
have to
should
take
call
this. Yeah.
Amazon.
We'll have to take this offline and see if we can get something
Yeah,
together here. Yeah.
it's
Uh,
interesting.
so I mean, that's pretty cool. But do you feel like you'll do anything? Is there much else to be mined, pardon the pun, from GoldenEye? Or do you think you've kind of covered most of it now?
But what I find interesting is to replicate something that I can replicate. I mean that
Mm,
I suppose that the mines, if a mine would be real, it would be like in a composite material, like in plastic or something like that.
mm,
But so that's what I seek for,
mm.
something that would be close to the real object.
Yeah.
And I can't really think about another props from
Right.
GoldenEye or from another franchise made of plastic.
How much do these go for out of interest, Xavier?
Each mine was 130 euros
Mm,
plus shipping costs,
right.
because it's a one-man job and each one is made from scratch for each request,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a lot of time, it's a lot of work. So I know it's probably one of the expensivest of the magnets in the world.
Yeah.
But
But it's a
that's
working
the
prop as
price.
well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
And do you ever get like questions from customs, like saying, "Hey, what are you shipping?" I'm like, "Oh, it's
I'm
just a
very
mine. It has some flashing buttons on it, and it does have a timer, but I promise you, there's no C4 inside."
Yeah, I was very concerned at the beginning when I started sending mines all around the world, but I declare everything to be
Mm.
very secured, and no, it's declared as an electronic toy. If there is a X-ray scan, they will see that there is no C4 inside.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a cheap battery and some badly soldered wires.
yeah. I mean, you could have a fun with it though, because like I don't know if you've seen, but I make these London Bond maps. So
Yeah,
you know,
of course, and
putting
I
some.
used it. Yeah.
Oh well, really well, nice
Yeah.
one. So yeah, I put some locations on, but when I send them out,
Mhm.
I put like a stamp, like a for your eyes only stamp on
Yeah.
it, or like a label that says documents enclosed. I try and sex it up a little bit, but you know, I mean, you could just put some of the skull and
Super.
crossbones stickers on the top of the packaging and go, you know, explosive. Be careful.
Maybe, yeah, well, maybe I should have printed you know, the yellow triangle with an explosive
Yeah,
icon. Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And
So fun.
you don't really want to flag up anything at customs. That's my rule in life.
But once I thought that if someone would put one of my mine in the underground train or anything, I think it would be a very problem for the police.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, people could really use this
Yeah.
for all the wrong reasons, right?
But funny. I hope it's funny. Funny anecdote. When the circuit for the timer has an output to light up light when the timer ran
Expires.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, expired, and you could. I shouldn't tell that, but you could plug the output to any bomb you want. So
Bloody
it
hell,
would be,
Abby.
yeah, it can be a working explosive device.
All of a sudden, I feel like this podcast is going to be used in a court trial like 5 years down
Yeah,
the road, and you and
but
I are going straight to jail, my friend.
yeah, but for
Um,
the record, I don't plan to explode anything.
we'll have to really use that whistle finder that Bond uses in the jail in Living Daylights. You'll have to get a couple of those
Yeah,
made up for our imprisonment, right? Yeah.
I need to
Well,
finish them first.
on that bombshell again, pardon the pun. Xavier, thanks for taking out the time. At Making the Mine is the
Thank you.
Instagram handle. I'll leave links, and I guess if you're on the Patreon, we'll put a load of those screen grabs and pictures of the props within the show
Sure.
notes so that people can have a look at those. But in the meantime, cheers, Xavier. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Au revoir. Oh, brilliant, mate. Thank you. Thank you, Xavier, for that. We'll leave links into the show note to his wonderful
Yes.
Instagram account. But how about, Rob, we crack on now? And we have minute 116 to get on with.
We do.
Okay, where did we leave it, Rob? Can you remember?
So yes, another fade to black.
We're going to pick it up now. Hopefully, Bond is going to come to, and we'll see you on the other side.
Any ideas? What? Why they left the two of you alive? Where is she? Sleeping. And I'm supposed to get you to drink this. It's just odd. Killing everyone else, but leaving you and her untouched. Almost as if someone was trying to tell us something. Get a look at the killer. No. Shame. Drink up. Anything else you remember? Anything that can help us? Help us? Mm-hmm. Or help you?
Oh, Rob. Oh, God. Well, look, it might change from your DVD to my DVD, but on my DVD, Mathis is in for some rude awakenings, shall we say.
Yeah, and this minute, I mean, you're going to be all over this because you've bloody been there.
Been there, got the t-shirt. You're not going to be able to see this. This
Yeah,
is a podcast, but I made my
yeah,
own t-shirt with.
lucky bugger.
What do you mean lucky? I made my own t-shirt. That's not luck.
No,
That's
you're lucky
skill.
that you've been there. You're lucky that you've been there, and that's a beautiful t-shirt. And I must say, I love the shade of green as well of the main bulk of the
Thank
t-shirt
you.
because
Yeah.
that matches the green of Vesper's dress.
Do you know what? I put this on Redbubble because not to make any money, but I did the design. The best way I've found to print t-shirts, unless someone can tell me, is to do the design on Canva, upload it to Redbubble, make your own t-shirt, print it out for about 20 sheets. And then I just let it sit there. I was like, oh, in case anyone else wants this t-shirt, they
Okay.
can buy it.
Yeah.
I think I sold about 4 or 5 of these t-shirts.
Did
But-
you?
yeah, but do you know what Redbubble does? They actually have like an eBay hosting charge. So like every month they'll take 2 or 3 quid out of your account,
Oh
which
shit!
equates to the same royalty that you make from each sale. So,
Oh, you're joking.
I took it all down.
Yeah,
But that's
you're gonna
okay.
make
Look, I've
money
got
from
one for
that.
myself. That's the main thing.
Now that Vesper, my cat, is joining us, this is going to be difficult because every time I mention the name Vesper, she keeps looking at me thinking I'm talking about her, and I'm not. It just
Oh.
happened. She's looking at me now.
Rob, aside from Vesper, the cat,
Oh,
what is on your mind right now regarding this minute that we've just witnessed?
Lake Como. Oh my God, what a location! What a
Yeah.
location. So I was listening to the commentary and they were saying, Mickey G was saying that apparently, certainly then, I don't know if it's the case now, it was owned by an Arctic explorer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've got his info now. Do you want that?
Yeah.
Count Guido Monzino, leader of the first Italian expedition to climb Mount Everest.
Really?
Yeah, let me just finish a couple of sentences here. While Monzino left the exterior of the villa essentially
Hmm.
unchanged, he had the interior of the villa completely redecorated, installing artifacts acquired on all of his expeditions, as well as important pieces of English, Georgian, and French antique furniture. So basically, everything that he did on the way up to the expeditions and conquering
Mm.
Everest, etc., he managed to bring back and create his own little museum there. So I have actually been
Wow.
there. I sent you, I don't know if you saw it, I sent you a link to some of the pictures that I took when I was there
Yes.
about 8 years ago. I did have other pictures, I just can't find them. But when you go in there, you realize this guy was funded, like really well funded. You know,
Right.
he didn't just go up there on a budget like you do, going to Lake Como. He had some serious backers, which
Yeah.
is fair
Right.
enough. But also,
Yeah.
like he built all of these tunnels as well, these kind of little uh, escape hatches. I seem
Oh,
to remember
really?
this, yeah. And he would never be able to so from memory, they used to put the flag up when he left, right? So if he was out of the house, if he went down the shops or something to buy a packet of fags, they would always customarily leave the flag at full mast. But then they
So
realized that
the opposite to when the Queen is out of house in Buckingham Palace, then, or the King
something like
now.
that,
Yeah,
something
because the
like
royal
that.
standard only flies at Buckingham Palace when royalty is there,
Mm.
and when the what was the Queen now the King isn't there, it's just an empty mast. So it's the reverse of that.
So maybe I've got that the wrong way around. Maybe he does it that way round. But he soon realized, oh, as soon as I let everybody know that I'm out of my own gaff, I get robbed. So he's
Well, yeah.
yeah. So it's a bit of a tell, isn't it? You
You're
know,
advertising you're not at home,
exactly.
basically.
Yeah. So, but inside the villa, it's really cool. So you can't take a tour of these subterranean tunnels that lead out into the lake, essentially, when if he was ever get raided. But I know that he did dynamite through the rock to get all of the elevators and all these hatches. So he
Oh my
literally
God.
blew up the place. And Rog,
Jesus.
so yeah, he literally blew through his villa with all this
Oh
dynamite so
my
that you can get
God.
elevator shafts in there. So it's really cool inside.
That's
Really cool.
unbelievable.
And when I was there, I
That's unbelievable.
got to see the map room. So there's like this map room where eventually in later minutes they go and make out Vesper and Bond. The whole villa though is really, really nice. Obviously you can see it's just very, very picturesque
And of
overlooked.
course, it was used in Star Wars as well
Yeah,
before
so
this film.
so I think it's
Before this film, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, they had the
Attack of the
last scene.
Clones. Attack
Yeah,
of the
they had the
Clones.
very last scene where Anakin and Padme get married, and they've got the same terrace, they got the same red geraniums, they got the same outlook. It's identical,
Mm,
except a very different color grade because it looked like a bloody cartoon, that film,
yeah.
unlike Casino Royale, which looks real. But it's exactly the same. And my best mate Jake's been there. He went there on holiday. Everyone's bloody been there. All of JBR have been there. They tacked it onto the Piz Gloria trip in 2019. They all
Mm.
got boats down there. They all got. I've seen pictures of them all on speedboats and stuff
So
going there.
I tacked this onto the GoldenEye jump.
Yes, that's nearby. Yes, yes, they
The
did that as well. JBR.
Verdasca Dam. So I
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
that and drove down. Obviously, from the dam, you go down and then wound my way into this. But this is
So
about 8 years ago, Rob.
how long is it to drive from the GoldenEye jump to
And
this
look, we must have
place?
done it in an hour. I don't know, a couple of hours. We did it in the same day.
Really?
Did it in the same
Brilliant.
day. It might be
So there
more.
you
It
go.
might be more. But you can
So
do it.
any
You can
Bond
certainly do it in the day, same day.
so any Bond nuts who are in the area who want to do this trip, then that's
Mm,
what they can do. They can combine these locations.
exactly. But also back then, I wasn't quote unquote a creator or Bond influencer. Not that I like either of those words, but
No.
I did just happen to go there, get a couple of pictures, and I think that might have been I think I got a bit of grass because I got a photo of a flower cutting. I think I took some flowers like from the fucking villa. I know I did because I looked at. I was like, I've definitely been there, and I went back through some photos on Facebook, and Sure enough, there's a cutting, like a flower cutting. So this could have been like the very first illegal activity of me as a Bond fan, taking like little
And
bits of
and
rocks and
and
sand and flowers.
did you plant those cuttings in your garden?
Oh God, God knows where they are, Rob.
Oh
Uh,
no! If they were, I
yeah,
mean, if you took them back and they were in your garden, then that's amazing. That's like
yeah,
they've germinated. Those seeds would have germinated in your garden, and that's amazing. That is my ultimate. If I can get some seeds or a cutting from a Bond location and plant it in my garden, it grows and prospers and doesn't die. That is my ultimate dream.
What would be your favorite cutting? I would like to go back to
Ooh.
Golden Man with the Golden Gun, PP Island, whatever it is, the actual island where the satellite comes out, because that's all covered in hedgerow, isn't it? So you can go up there,
Yes.
get a little
Yes.
cutting from that. That'd be nice.
Well, do you know what? My ultimate cutting is something from the Pinewood Gardens, Pinewood Studio Gardens, where they filmed from Rush with Love. I mean, it's all off limits now, thanks to bloody Disney. But hopefully, one day before I die, that might change, and I might be allowed back in there. And if I am, and I know the right people, if I get to know the gardener, I could get a little cutting from one of the borders in the Pinewood Gardens, and then come bring it back, and then plant it in my herbaceous border here, and let it grow and prosper and water. And I was like, look. This has come from the Pinewood Gardens. I mean, that would be
Rob,
my ultimate dream of gardening.
I I have no doubt in my mind you'll get on with the Pinewood Gardener. You are a man that knows his hydrangeas. So Rob came round to my house last week, and on the way out he goes, "You want to tell your neighbor that them bamboo trees are way too close to your house." He was you were telling me that my neighbor
Yeah,
is growing
and
his
they are.
bamboo way too close to my house,
He is. You
and then
need to
you
get that sorted
and
because it's like bloody Japanese knotweed.
then you said
Gets in your foundations.
my hydrangeas need another liter and a half of water. You're very, very into your garden, Rob.
Well, you have to when you got a garden that I've inherited. You're forced to learn. But I love it. I love it. I love
uh,
it.
how about this?
Gardens give great pleasure.
Surely, if we're talking gardens, it's you only live twice. Garden of Death. I mean, we could. What
I
about them?
don't want a garden of death. Who
Why
wants a
not?
garden of death?
That'll make it interesting for your barbecues.
That's not quite the right word, is it? I don't think anyone would come back. Well, they can't. They're dead. I mean, you know, no one. Word will spread in the Bond community. Don't go to Rob's parties. You
Yeah,
fucking die.
it's
Don't go to that garden.
covered in bloody foxgloves. Is it foxgloves they have in the Garden of Death?
I can't remember. I have got foxgloves actually. Foxgloves grow really well in my garden.
Well,
So,
that's No Time to Die, isn't it?
uh,
Where Safin goes,
yeah,
foxgloves, they make your heart pop.
yeah, it's true. And yeah, foxgloves do grow well in my garden. I've got
See,
loads of
you
them.
already have it. You got a Garden of Death. You just don't know it.
God.
Yeah, you want to put that on a
Yeah.
waiver for your next barbecue. Anyway,
Oh, fucking hell.
all right, Rob. I want to get on to listener mail. Is there
Oh,
anything else you
yes.
want to add to that minute?
No, 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 no. Let's do listener mail.
All right.
Do you have any messages for me?
I have a small surprise from your friends back at the barracks.
Excellent. We have been granted an audience.
Before we do the listener mail, Rob, we've got a couple of sponsors for the show, haven't we?
Yes, we do. Wild and Heart.
All right, Wild and Heart. Yeah, Wild and
Wild
Heart.
and Heart.
Yeah, Wild and Heart. Oh, I've got an apology to make for the guy at Wild and Heart. I said to
Oh,
Paul,
no.
the guy that's founded it, I said, Paul, just a friendly nudge. You haven't paid the invoice, mate. And then he sent me a receipt. He goes, I have. I paid it a month ago. And I realized that I was looking at the wrong account.
Oh, no.
He's-
Oh, Pete.
Yeah, I screwed up. But
And Prop Store. You haven't done that with Prop Store.
Prop
have you?
Store, no, Prop Store. Prop Store have already paid. I figured that one out. Prop
That's all
Store
good.
though, they've got a new auction. They've got a new auction. There's
I
two,
saw, yes.
yes, new, and they've got two brand new Bond listings. One of them is a signed photo of Sean with Plenty O'Toole, Lana Wood, and I'll share this in the show notes. But you
Yeah.
can start bidding round about July. We'll put a link in, but round about July, there's a Denise Richards wardrobe call. Like it's like, hey, this is a binder of all the stuff you're going to wear in the film, and this is where you're going to be. This is the time of call that we're going to have. So it's like a call sheet for Denise Richards to go and get her wardrobe, which I know excites you, Rob.
It does very much.
And
I've met Denise Richards. She's
yeah,
lovely.
she is. She is. Doesn't like to be
Yeah.
touched, but who does? All right. All right.
I'm
Listener
the wrong
mail.
person.
Listener mail. Listener mail. This from Alex P. Lamas. Oh,
Oh
Rob,
yes.
I've got a new jingle from Alex P. Lamas. Mr.
Ooh.
Correction. You ready?
Yep.
Correct again, Mr. Bond. What a quick study you are.
Alex says, I've seen Cliffhanger, I've seen Somewhere in Time, and I've seen Vertigo several times. So this is alluding back to the little.
Yeah. Our
Yeah,
patron.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He's a
No, no,
patron. Oh.
no. We spoke about
No,
this on
no.
the free show. Yeah.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Oh.
I had a go at you on the free show because you couldn't believe I hadn't seen Vertigo, and I said, I can't believe you've not seen
Oh, so
Cliffhanger.
he's not a patron yet.
No, there's plenty of time in the day.
Mm.
What he carries on. What's wrong with you, Peter? Right now, go watch Vertigo. You can see it on Netflix. You cannot call yourself a film fan and not have seen Vertigo. I'm sorry, he says.
Well, I'm sorry, Pete, but I agree with him.
Well,
And I know you're going to have a go at me like you did last week.
not this week, Rob, because look, I've written a little note
got-
to myself. It says,
Be nice to Rob.
"Be nice to Rob. Be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice."
Don't tell me off because I said you need to go and watch a film.
It's not. All right. It's not so much that I need to go watch it. It's the disbelief. The disbelief. When you tell me, like, hey, Pete, have you seen this film? And I say, oh, no, I haven't seen that film.
And I'm
Almost
like,
like,
what?
it's almost like you need me to say it again. What? You've never seen it? There must be loads of people that have that. It's like, oh, and then this film. Then someone goes, oh, I've not seen that. And then someone will go, what? You've never seen it? I'm like, yes, that's why I told you I've never fucking seen it. You don't.
And I bet you there are people listening shouting into their earbuds, what? He hasn't seen Vertigo. What the fuck?
Look, I think there's two different people in the world. There's people, well, three, because there's people that watch Cliffhanger and there's people that watch Vertigo, and there's the anomaly in the middle, like Alex, that's watched both. You could not get two ends of the spectrum. People that love Cliffhanger and people that love Vertigo. I don't think either or watch either or film. That's all I'm saying.
Why don't I tell you what, Pete? Why don't you do a little poll on Instagram and find out the answer to that? I'd be very interested to know.
Like, have you watched both of these films?
Yeah.
Tom Sears has wrote in.
Oh,
Him
Tom,
of
bless
JBR.
him.
Very interesting, he
Oh.
says. Very interesting. Just
What's very
finished.
interesting?
Well, he's finished listening to the episode the other week. He goes, I've never picked up on that spot. Oh, he's talking about, I'll tell you what he's talking about. The callback, the big picture, when Bond is strapped to the chair. And
Oh, yes.
he goes, the big picture. He's
Yes.
talking about M going, hardly the big picture, wouldn't you say? So there was a
Yes.
callback. There was a callback.
Yes. That's right, which we didn't hear that bit of dialogue
didn't hear,
because it's really low.
It is.
So I'm glad that he's picked up on that and that we're not the only ones who didn't hear that bit of dialogue.
Well, look, I'll get onto that a bit more. But he says regarding the laughing, because we're talking about how often does Bond laugh,
yes.
right? He goes,
Yes.
Timmy laughs quite a bit in License to Kill. Why can't you? He goes, why can't you be my executive secretary?
Oh, yes. And then he says it's a man's world, doesn't he? We're south of the border. It's a man's world.
It's
He
a
laughs.
man's...
He chuckles. Yeah, it's a man's world.
Does
Yeah.
he laugh with that?
Yeah, he does.
He has a good
We're
laugh.
south of the border, love. It's a man's world. Well, it doesn't say love. We're south of the border. It's a man's world. And laughs.
Yeah, it's a good
He's
old
such a
laugh.
misogynist,
I've
isn't
got to
he?
go back. I've got to go back and get that
he's such a
laugh.
misogynist. Oh, it's dreadful.
There's
He's laughing. It's laughing because it's like, yeah, no women here, love. It's a man's world.
Oh, I like it. But then he did say, and also he laughs a bit more. I'm more of a problem eliminator, which is one of my favorite lines in
Yes,
the
he
entire
does.
franchise. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that because they both
It's a
laugh
little
together.
chuckle. It's
No,
a chuckle.
it's kind of a yeah. He's
it's
not
a chuckle.
He's not guffawing, but he's laughing
No.
along. He's laughing along. It's such
Along
a good
with the
line.
along with the one that I found. Remember,
was?
so the first one that I thought of, I texted you about this, and that was Bond and Karen Bay on the Orient Express in the corridor having a little chuckle together.
Yes.
Yeah,
You got
they
that.
do. They
Oh,
do.
You do.
And that's nice.
Well done,
That's
Tom.
nice.
Thank you, Tom. He goes, there might be more, but there are two. These are ones that spring to mind, and Timmy scores the highest on the Bond laughs. Yeah, maybe he does. Maybe he does. I like that.
Well, if anyone can think of any more, Alex P. Lamas, we're asking you and others, of course, let us know on the socials.
But on the callback, so last week you'll remember that we were like, was it a callback? Did someone else say it?
Oh yes, the big
Right?
picture.
Okay,
Hardly
so
the big picture,
yeah,
wouldn't you say?
So I posted once I figured it out and the penny dropped. I posted it to Twitter with the subtitles of them
Yes.
saying it and Bond saying it, right?
Yes.
And I got a reply from Greg at Greg51827125.
Right.
He says, "What? You've only just figured it out? It's about as subtle as a sledgehammer." He says.
What?
Yeah, he says that.
What?
He says that.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
Greg,
just rude.
It didn't go by Greg. He got it.
That's
He got it
just
straight away.
rude.
But what? Nah. What? I tell you what, Greg.
It is. That's rude.
I've got a new jingle for Greg. Right? You ready? I was watching Highlander 2 last night. Highlander 2 is just a terrible film. Oh,
This is why Kevin Dyson didn't come to your barbecue.
Yeah, yeah.
You might inflict that on him.
Yeah,
sit him down and clamp his eyes open, a la Clockwork Orange.
I know. I'm like, you must watch Highlander 2. There has never been a bigger chasm between films that I love and then the sequel being so bad. Highlander 1 is nearly in my top 10. We're gonna finish the rundown of our top 10 films of all time in the Patreon.
Yeah, we are
show.
on Patreon.
And Highlander was very nearly in that. Very nearly. In fact, it might still be in it. I might just put it in. But Highlander 2 is probably in my top 10 worst films. But there is there's a delightful clip where Sean Connery arrives on stage. So he gets teleported. Imagine like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap just teleported.
Like Rent-A-Ghost. Like Rent-A-Ghost.
I don't know what that is, but yeah. So he just
Rent-A-Ghost, the TV series for children.
I can't believe you haven't seen it.
You remember Rent-A-Ghost? Nadia Popoff, Sue Nichols from Coronation Street.
No one knows what you're talking
Sneeze and materialize somewhere else.
No one knows what you're talking about.
Oh,
not even Alex. Not even
yeah,
Alex
they did.
knows.
No, well, British people know from the 80s. Anyway, carry on.
So, all right, I want to play you this clip, Greg, because I feel like this is going to be my rebuttal now for any kind of indifference or hate mail on Twitter. Are you ready?
What's your fucking game, shithead?
Shithead? What's a shithead?
Get off this stage!
My apologies. Enough of this useless banter. I shall be on my way and leave you to converse with your scum. Farewell, dear shithead. Farewell.
Oh, that felt good. That felt good. Alrighty then, Rob. We got a Patreon show to be getting on with.
We have,
haven't we? We better get out of here.
Yeah, we better get on.
We better get cracking.
Time is ticking.
Bloody hell, getting on. Isn't it?
I know.
Before we go, well, the Patreon that we've already plugged. There will be more Bond. I think we're on episode 16 already. So
My God, already?
So look,
wow.
There will be more Bond. Is the Patreon. So we'll be finishing our rundown. Rob, we're taking our time, aren't we, with our top 10? We're going for our top 10 non-Bond
Yes, because we're
films.
passionate.
Yes.
There's a lot to say, you know? There's a lot to say with these films.
Exactly. But I
I'll
want
do
to
it in 5 minutes, you know?
Before we leave, I want to say a thank you to who the fuck do I want to thank? God damn it. Jane Harvey. Jane Harvey. You bought a map, the London Bond map. They're still available to buy. You get a thank you from M.
Oh, thank you, 007.
I guess we'll see each other in a couple of minutes. But until next time, listeners.
Ciao.
Rob, I'm going to hang up and get another beer.
Oh, I'll top up my red wine then.
All right. I'll end this. And
well,
I'll
I've
see
got
you
it
in a
right.
couple of
I've got it right here actually, just in case, and you know, because I thought I might have to do it during the last one, but that's fine.
I'm hanging up.
My God, I've drunk nearly a bottle of wine. Jesus Christ.
Why am I not surprised?
Got work tomorrow. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but you'll be at home. It's a different fish, isn't it? When you're at home, don't have to
It's
look
true.
anyone in the eye.
It's very true.
No one
Right,
has to
see you in a bit,
smell the
mate.
booze on you. Yeah, oh, you know.
Yeah, I'll be drinking at the desk while I'm working next.